1647608. That is Paul Leon that's been targeting me and conspiring my murder for years. While the resources of the municipality, if you'll pay attention to my documentation as of late, the date when I documented a stalker in a City of Ontario vehicle, since that date, you'll see these vehicles in particular. City of Ontario is always stalking, including yesterday at 8:45 a.m., 8:35 a.m. They're stalking in the middle of the road. And then as I document the fact that they're monitoring evidence, Ontario police engaging criminals summoning A or Nallis who's going to prison. But since I documented in this parking lot under the fake sun, which you know is right here, because that's what that impossible light activity is. It's not sunlight, but it's the evidence of a fake sun. Understand the difference? And it's also the evidence of a mayor that's being removed from office for conspiring the murder of an American citizen with the population. Remember, that demon is driving a city vehicle. These demons are driving their own. And the feds are going to raid their homes, take their kids, 8GYG772, deport them, while they openly engage in targeting somebody to murder them in plain view. 8TOE252, 1UBM291, and the city leads in that criminal system. That's what's represented by that. And it's mental illness that's on the outside. Demon possession that they're wearing on the outside. 9TXR141, and Sarah's Regis Group is being prosecuted. Everybody living inside of the apartment building, everybody working at the apartment building, everybody flying over it, the Ontario International Airport, everybody utilizing it for criminal summoning, Ontario Police, Ontario Fire Department, American Medical Response. It's the entities being prosecuted. 6DTJ479. They're under a fake sun, by the way, at 9:33 in the morning. Remember, I'm walking towards Stater Brothers yesterday. I maintain that direction. The entity has a fake sun over me at the entrance of Stater Brothers, as I document on video at 10 o'clock sharp. These are stalkers. 5K FX467 in the City of Ontario. The demon possessed engage in a pattern of I document Edison, or I publish evidence regarding Edison gang stalking me. You will notice in my real-time evidence Edison gang stalking in the path under the fake sun, molesting with light. If I document FedEx, for example, or refer to criminal conduct that FedEx has committed, you will see in my evidence FedEx gang stalking using their planes, using their demon possessed employees, molesting with impossible light while they keep the evidence under surveillance and further prove and concede their mental illness, their unfit and a dangerous threat that they pose to children, to be in any position near them or maintain custody, ALABAS1 included. And they're engaging that while this is the population that engages in criminal summoning with the Ontario police. Where do you think they're going? They're going to prison, okay? They're going in the soft rooms, the soft padded rooms where people that eat their feces go, because that's what they're demonstrating, including the municipality, while they're stalking with impossible light. That's the municipality that gang stalks you as a city and then defames your character so that demons and thieves and co-conspirators of murder like Jason Fields and Tracy Banks can get away with stealing your money, your property, by ruining, cursing, defaming under the law is what it's referred to, while they use failed witchcraft that I'm not only exposing, I'm going to prosecute them with it. These are witches that engaged in what is one too many sex rituals, and they lost their mind, thinking that they would ever supersede facts and logic and the law with your perverted and diseased genitalia. This is the entity that is gang stalking, and it's the prosecution of the City of Ontario that is engaged in that pattern of conduct. That's the city. That's Paul Leon that's being removed. That's every area, including the gang stalking airport that doesn't mind. You know why? Because they're more focused on that failed witchcraft. That's their mental illness. No sane person and no sane government body wants to be on the worldwide news regarding this conduct. 9ADK894 does not care for their children as well. This is the entity. This is the argument that you're presenting in family court. They're not keeping their children. They engage in it. And how do you know? Because the fake sun and the engineer light. These are demons. They engage in it and they also refrain from it. But we have long abandoned the entity ability to target me and it be kept a secret and anybody think that I'm imagining. They've long abandoned that floated off into the river and it blew up, okay? That boat has sailed. The entity is engaging in blatant targeting, and they're doing so in an environment that's irreconcilable. Don't forget what's over me here. When I arrive at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, this is Ovid Family Community Library. This is the same entity when I arrive at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that same airport is stalking, and the City of Ontario, the mentally ill, the demon-possessed, in other words, that can't control themselves, and document what is targeting, and they are leading the criminal conspiracy, the ongoing terrorism, the sexual violence, the bathroom monitoring, with the entity that is being documented, the people of the state. In other words, I'm being targeted by a population of psychopaths and sex offenders and co-conspirators of murder because the government is. And that's what's represented when money regarding vehicles and venues of the city are engaged in the criminal pattern of conduct, and no mayor is staying in office. This is the gang stalking mayor, Paul Leon. And you know that this is spiritual, he's a demon. And so is everybody else gang stalking with that municipality. That municipality that has participated in criminal summoning, that has participated in what is bathroom monitoring my vagina, and facilitation of such sexual violence, which is deranged and demented. P.O.C. Gang stalking immigrants, 83245P3. This is, again, the entity that's engaging in what is showing you all the ways in which federal law is going to deal with all that. So I want to show you what they're walking in. You see this light right here? This is what they're driving in. This is what is slinging off of their vehicles. This is what the municipality is intentionally engaging in as well. These are demons that are monitoring, and they do so under the age of majority. This is just a midget, but that's a minor right there, and they engage in more of it. As I expose it, they'll have more minors engage in the conduct. These are the demons that are going to be removed from the position to engage in that. That's the pattern of conduct. These are the demons that lack self-control. They're not acting like anonymous strangers when they're triggered by the evidence that they know is being documented. It's serving my prosecutorial purposes. This is Satan that has lost, and it's been an abysmal failure. This is the entity. Not only am I embarrassing Satan, I am prosecuting. And you are literally going to prison for your inability to sit down when you have lost publicly. It is currently, this is 6 minutes of criminal conduct, video evidence, serving for deportation, serving for loss of custody of children, serving for removal from office, what is going to be pursuant to public information, and that is not removing from a federal prosecution, Paul Leon. The entity that's targeting me in the city of Ontario does so while I documented that terrorist that wants to maintain a position, a disguise as an enemy of this country under the title of mayor. He's not a mayor. He's a domestic enemy. This is P.O.C. It is currently 9:38 a.m. where the fake sun's on an entirely different, distinct differently as you look at just my evidence yesterday, but LAPD is prosecuting the city of Ontario. This is P.O.C.